Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the cabin. I had one of the best night's sleep that I've had in a long time last night. We've had some much needed rain. It rained all through the night. Some nice mild temperatures, so I slept with the windows open. It was very soothing. Slept great. When the forest up here gets drenched like it did last night, the air is just full of this wonderful aroma. Very peaceful. And during the week like this, there's very little ATV traffic that goes by. In fact, nobody has gone by the cabin in about 3 days. It's nice. Really foggy on the mountain this morning. You've heard me talk about that, how I like it. A lot of the trees went bare overnight, so now as I look out over the landscape, it's got that eerie look to it. And when the wind blows, it sounds different than it does when the trees are in full canopy. It's got that high lonesome sound to it. I really like it. So I said in my last video that I was going to save my video editing for the rainy days. It's supposed to rain off and on for the next few days, so I'm not going to set my tools up outside. I'm going to work on some video footage, but for now, I'm going to sit here and have a coffee and just enjoy the peace and quiet. Nice peaceful place to sit and have a coffee. Enjoying the mild temps right now. I'm going to enjoy the porch. The cold weather is on its way back. We have a brand new Kitchen Queen stove on order. Kitchen Queen 380 with a glass fire door and the warming ovens. It's going to be quite an adventure for the two of us to get that behemoth off the trailer and in the camp by ourselves, but we'll do it, and I'm going to film the process for you all. Hopefully it won't turn into too much of a circus. So the project is moving along slow but sure. We have gotten out to do a little bit of hiking, enjoying the fall colors. I'm glad we did because we lost all the colors overnight. We're out, 3, 4, 5 days ago on a hike, saw a couple more moose. That was really nice.
You smell a moose? You smell the moose?
Been trying to take a day here and there to do a project that I want to do rather than I have to do. For instance, there was some nuggets poking out of the ground here. I was going to wait until I got a machine here and pull them out of the ground. And then I got to thinking, all these stone walls out here were built by the settlers when they cleared the land, and they did it all by hand and with horses, with iron pipes, and with leverage. And I decided to take a stab at it, and I got an iron bar, and I started stabbing at the stones, and I pulled one out. And then I go, you know what, I'm just going to keep on keeping on. And I got all of those big nuggets out of the ground without too much effort, really. So I didn't know what to do with the stones, so I rolled them over near the shed, and I'm making somewhat of a retaining wall. I'm going to backfill it a little at a time and create a level spot in front of the shed. I'll make use of those stones, take them out from where I don't want them, and put them where I want them. Mission accomplished. And the project, it's hard, but it's kind of fun. And it was amazing to take those big nuggets out by hand and do it the way that the settlers did. And it was enjoyable. Yeah, so now I've got another big nugget over here that I'm going to try and dig out on another day. So I want to take a moment to address a few of the questions that have come in lately. My last video, folks saw me stapling up the bubble foil, and a lot of people are skeptical about it, and I was too when I first learned about it, and I'll tell you how that transpired. About 10 years ago, I ordered a shed, had it delivered to the homestead in New York. And when I ordered it, I asked the place that built it if they would raise the entry door up 1.5 inches, because I was intending on ripping some strips of wood 1 inch and nailing them to the plywood floor where over the floor joist. And then I was going to lay in some 1-inch foam insulation and put another floor on top of that. They told me that they sold the sheds with insulated floors, and I asked about it, and they said that they sandwiched the bubble foil between the floor joist and the subfloor. I was as skeptical as you guys, because I'm looking at that stuff 1/4 inch and I'm going, what is that going to do for me? They talked me into it. I'm glad they did, because I was amazed when I'd go out there in the morning to start a fire and that floor wasn't even cold. The floor was warmer than the floor in the homestead. I was amazed. So when I built the New York cabin, I did the same with the bubble foil. When I built my workshop at the cabin, I did it again. When I built this little shed, I did it again. Every structure I will build from here on in that is on piers or out in the woods, I'm going to do it again, because the results have been that good. Every single time I used any other kind of insulation, it was a haven for rodents, and it turned out to be a waste of my money. So far, I have never had a rodent bother the bubble foil. For this application, I was unable to sandwich it between the subfloor and the floor joist because the place was already built. So I stapled it up in between them. It's not going to be as good, but it's going to be better than any other form of insulation, to my knowledge. And then right now I'm working on the skirting, and when the skirting is all done, I'm going to put bubble foil on the inside of the skirting. I'll be good to go. I have no doubts whatsoever that floor will be nice and toasty throughout the winter. Yeah. I melt a little piece of dark chocolate in the coffee and down at the bottom of the cup. Ah, it's just yummy. Since I posted my last video, I've had a lot of people asking about the old car in the woods over here. I spoke about that in a previous video. I'll put the link up here. You can go check that out. It'll explain everything about the old relic. Now, a few folks have asked about our access in here for the wintertime, because they heard me say we'll be coming in and out by snowmobile, and that's correct. I bought that property, that 10-acre parcel that's got the little beach on the lake, and that is 2.2 miles away. And that's where we're going to park our vehicles in the wintertime. We'll be coming in and out by ATV until the snow gets too deep, and then we'll be using the snowmobile with a trailer, coming in and out that way. And I don't even own a snowmobile yet. I've never been a sledder. I know nothing about them. I got to do some research and find out what the best choice is. And then we'll get a trailer for it, because Frankie's going to want to ride, so he can ride with the baggage in the trailer. You know he likes to ride on stuff from previous videos. Man, what a difference a day makes. We had quite a stretch of mild weather. The temperatures dropped like a rock overnight. It feels like it's gonna snow. Before I close this video, I just want to send out a real big thank you to everyone that shops through our Amazon link. I really appreciate that. There's still a lot of questions regarding Frankie's healthcare fund. I will explain that in a second. Everybody loves Frankie. They like to send him treats and toys. Unfortunately, a lot of the treats that he receives are full of artificial colors and flavors and preservatives and stuff that I want him to avoid. And it's the same thing with the toys. He gets a lot of toys that aren't a good fit for him. Gets a lot of rope toys, for instance, and he pulls them apart and he swallows the threads, and it wreaks havoc with his intestines. Causes him a lot of problems. So often money that was spent with good intentions often results with just making me feel bad. because I don't want to see my subscribers go through the trouble of buying things, paying the shipping, and then the item doesn't get used. Money is hard enough to come by and hold on to, and I don't want to see my subscribers wasting their money. A lot of times people write and they say they enjoy my channel, my videos are soothing to them, they learn a lot, they want to buy me a coffee or a beverage. Everyone likes to have a coffee or a beverage given to them. You don't have to be a YouTuber to enjoy such things. I enjoy it just as much as my viewers do. So I'm no different in that regard. When someone buys me a coffee or a beer, it's good encouragement for me to carry on what I'm doing. I made it very simple. Instead of running out, buying things, paying exorbitant shipping costs, there's a tab up in the header band that says Buy Frankie a Cookie. You have the choice of buying a cookie or a coffee or what have you if you choose to do so, and it's always appreciated but never expected. As far as the Amazon link, down in the description below there's a link to Amazon.com. If you shop at Amazon, just click on that link, it brings you to Amazon, save that in your bookmarks or your favorites tab, and then whenever you shop at Amazon, if you go through that link, Amazon will kick back a very small percentage to my channel. I set up a separate checking account at my bank that I use strictly for Frankie's health care. So instead of people spending money in shipping boxes, this is a way for you to help Frankie out when you spend money entirely on yourself. If you already shop at Amazon, you can spend money on yourself. It's no different. Your shopping experience is the same as it always has been. Then Amazon will send approximately 4% of their money, not yours, back to my account. I deposit it into Frankie's healthcare bank account that I have here. And then whenever he needs flea and tick prevention or his shots or has to go to the vet from eating too much string, the money is there. And I really, really appreciate it. So that's it for now. I'm going to get my tools out, get back to work, and keep on keeping on. All the best to you folks, and God bless.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go, there's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.